In this video, we'll look at the setup or installation of the ZKTeco HD DVR Kit. Before we start the installation process, let's identify each of the parts in the DVR kit. Here are 4 turret dome cameras. We have the DVR here. It's an 8-channel DVR. You can identify that by the 8 BNC inputs that it has for receiving the AHD cameras. We have 4 connecting cables. Each cable is both a power and video cable, so both the power and video will be transmitted along the same cable for each camera. Aside the connecting cables, we have a power splitter which will be used to provide power to the CCTV cameras. We have 2 adapters because we are going to be providing power to the cameras and then also the DVR. Now that we have seen the parts, let's start the installation process. The first step is to position the cameras at their respective locations where you would want them to be. So here are our 4 cameras that we intend to install. I have my DVR here, to which we'll be connecting all these 4 cameras. The next step to take is to run the provided cable from each camera to the DVR. When you observe the cables provided for connecting from the cameras to the DVR, you would observe that they all have BNC at both ends. That is, both ends of the cable have BNC connectors and as well power connectors. But you will notice that the power connectors are different. There is a male power connector at one end and there is a female power connector at one end. The reason is that this end that has the male power connector is what is supposed to sit at the camera end, because when you take the camera as well, the camera has a female power connector, so that this end can enter into this one this way in the connection. So in running your cables that have been provided, you have to make sure that this end that has the male power connector sits by the camera, whilst this end that has the female power connector goes to where the DVR will be. So by each camera we are placing the cable, but the ends that have the male power connectors will sit by the camera, whilst the female power connectors will go to the DVR. Now that we have placed a cable from each camera to the DVR, what remains is to do the connections. So let's see how the connection is done. When you look at each camera's terminal, each camera has a video connector and a power connector, because every camera is an electronic device and require power, and because they are going to be sending video from the camera to the DVR, they have a video terminal as well. So now that we have our cables also in like manner, where we have the video connectors or the video cable and then the power cable, we'll just have to interface these 2 cables and we are done connecting each camera. So you just lock them together and twist them. That is the video connection. And then also the power connection, you plug the power adapter into each other. And so this is for the first camera. The second camera connection also goes the same way. The video connection goes this way, and then the power connection also will plug it this way. So this is for the second camera. These are the terminals of the third camera. So we'll plug the power and then also connect the video. All right, so the third camera is also done. So we'll plug the 4th camera as well. The power connection goes this way and the video connection also locks in this manner. All right. So we'll now get to the DVR to also connect the video cables that are coming from each camera into the DVR. This is the DVR, and these are the points through which we'll connect the videos that are coming from each camera into the DVR. This particular DVR is capable of taking up to 8 cameras, but because we have just 4 cameras, we'll be utilizing just the first 4 of the video inputs on this DVR. So I'll start plugging the video part of the camera's cable into the DVR from here. So I'll push it down and just lock onto it. The next camera will also come down here and lock it up. So the second camera is there. The third camera will also come to this point, then lock it up. And then the fourth camera will come here and then lock it up on it. So the 4 cameras have been fed into the DVR. We are left with these ends of the cables that are coming from each camera, and these are the points through which we'll be feeding power into each camera. Here is a power splitter that I showed earlier on, and this is how we'll connect it. We'll plug each of the male power adapters into each of the camera's power cables this way, and then we connect the last one as well. So this end will be plugging a DC power adapter into this end, and the power that will be plugged here will then be split into 4, and each of the cameras will receive their power through this adapter. So I'll use this 12 volts adapter. It's a 12 volts adapter. When you read the instructions on it, the output is 12 volts, 3 amps, 36 watts, and is able to carry the 4 cameras. So I'll plug this end into the splitter this way. So it's going to the splitters and the cameras, and so I'll just simply plug this end to a power socket. But before I do that, let's connect power to the DVR as well before we even power up the cameras. So here is another adapter that we'll use to power up the DVR. It's also a 12 volts, 2 amps, 24 watts adapter, and it's provided with the kit, and so it is safe to use on the DVR. So I'll plug it up into the DVR. We will need a mouse connection into the DVR, of which we'll be utilizing any of the USB ports here. So I can just plug it up here to any of the USB ports for the mouse control. And then also I have the HDMI cable that is coming from my TV so that we can view the cameras connected to this DVR on the TV screen. So I'll plug the HDMI cable also to the DVR. Now all the connections have been secured now, and so what we are left with is to plug up the cameras and then also the DVR power to a power outlet. So I'll plug them up onto my power extension cord, and then plug this one as well, and then we can power them on. So from my TV's remote, I will have to select the source to which I have connected the HDMI output of the DVR. So I'll select it, and there you can see the 4 cameras live on camera. You can see that the cameras are all live. If I wave to each camera, you can see my hand in each camera. And so that is how the whole installation process goes. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel and also turn on the notification so you'll be the first to be notified whenever we post a new video like this. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.